Good morning, students of class 9th. Today we are going to start a new chapter, that is chapter number 9, and the name of this chapter is Importance of Bacteria. First we are going to start what is a bacteria. Bacteria are the simplest form of living organisms which are termed as most primitive. Now these bacteria are a single cell living being which contain the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is surrounded by means of membrane. Bacteria are perfectly plants. When they are plants, certainly they will be provided by means of cell wall. This, in case of plants, generally the cell wall is made up of cellulose. But in case of bacteria, this cell wall is made up of peptidoglycan, a special organic chemical substance. There are some of the bacteria in which this cell wall may be covered by means of a slimy layer forming capsule. Okay. Now inside cytoplasm, already you know nuclear membranes, the nuclear materials are there. Especially in case of bacteria, the nuclear materials which are present in the center, they are not surrounded by nuclear membrane. You can see here clearly. Suppose this one is cell, this one is cell, this one is a nuclear material, this one is nuclear material. In one case, you see the nuclear materials are covered by means of nuclear membrane. But in other case, nuclear materials are not covered by means of nuclear membrane. This type of nucleus is known as well-defined nucleus, while this one is not well-defined, it is known as primitive nucleus. So in case of bacteria, the nuclear materials are not surrounded by means of nuclear membrane, and such type of cells in which the nuclear materials are not surrounded by nuclear membrane are known as prokaryotic cells, and such type of living beings are known as prokaryotes. So we can say bacteria are prokaryotes. Clear? While these type of living beings in which the nuclear material is covered by means of nuclear membrane are known as eukaryotes. Eukaryotes, or the cell is known as eukaryotic cell. Clear? Now in this way we can say bacteria are completely prokaryotic cell in which the nuclear materials are not covered by means of nuclear membrane. So in case of bacteria, what is the structure of bacteria? Bacteria is a single cell structure which contains cytoplasm, and in this cytoplasm the nucleus which is present is not surrounded by means of nuclear membrane. So we can say bacteria are prokaryotic in nature. So this bacteria is perfectly plant, so it will be surrounded by means of cell wall. Generally in case of plants, the cell wall is made up of cellulose, but in case of bacteria, the cell wall is not made up of cellulose, it is made up of peptidoglycan. In some of the bacteria, not in all, in some of the bacteria, the bacterial cell is surrounded by means of a slimy substance forming a layer known as capsule. This is the structure of bacteria. Okay. Now next, we are going to start, that is the size. Bacteria are the smallest cells, and these bacteria are measured in microns. Bacteria are the simplest, that is smallest cell which are measured in microns. Now, and their size may vary from 2 micrometer to 0.5 micrometer. Now, shape, on the basis of shape, the bacteria are divided into different categories. First you see is cocci. All those bacteria whose cells are spherical in shape. They are known as cocci. They are known as cocci. On the other hand, if the bacterial cells are rod-like, then we are known as bacilli. If the bacterial cells are in the form of a spring, then they are known as spirilla. And there are some of the bacteria in which the shape is comma shape. Such bacteria are known as vibrio. So, on the basis of shape of the cells, the bacteria are divided into 4 groups: cocci, whose shape is spherical; bacilli, whose shape is rod shape; spirilla, whose shape is just like a spring; and vibrio, whose shape is comma-like structure. Clear? So this is the classification. This is the type or division of bacteria on the basis of shape of the cell. Next heading is movement. Now bacteria, if some of the bacteria move according to supporting medium. Bacteria, one point we want to say, bacteria are cosmopolitan, means they are found everywhere. There is no any place where bacteria are not found. The bacteria are cosmopolitan. Now they may remain present inside air, inside soil, inside water, inside living body. You will be astonished after hearing that there are some of the bacteria which can live alive in fire also. Now, if the bacteria are moved with the help of surrounding medium by the suppose air, they can move from one place to another by means of air current. But there are some of the bacteria which contain thread-like structures. Suppose this one is a bacterial cell. It bears a fine long thread-like structure, and this thread-like structure is known as a flagellum. There are some of them, for example, in case of, I think you have heard about the paramecium. The whole body is covered by means of a large number of fine thread-like structures which are smaller in size, and these are known as the cilia. But in case of bacteria, cilia are absent. Long thread-like structure will remain present, and that is known as a flagellum. The number of flagellum in different species may be 1, may be 2, or there are some of the bacteria in which the flagella arise from the 2 ends. With the help of this flagellar movement, at the time of swimming inside water, you push the water current toward back side, your body moves in forward direction. In the same way, these flagella will push the medium with the help of flagellum towards back side, and their body will move towards front side. So we can say the bacteria show flagellar movement. Okay. Now next heading is nutrition. There are some of the bacteria which contain chloroplast. Chloroplast means you can say chlorophyll. There are some of the bacteria which contain chloroplast, and if chloroplast, what are chloroplast? Chloroplast are the plastids which contain chlorophyll. If chlorophyll is present, then such type of bacteria can prepare their food material by the process of photosynthesis, and such type of bacteria are known as autotrophic bacteria. So there are some of the bacteria which may be autotrophs. They contain chlorophyll and can prepare their own food material by the process of photosynthesis. There are some other bacteria which do not contain chlorophyll. If they are not containing chlorophyll, certainly they will depend on for their nourishment on any other source. Such type of bacteria which do not contain chlorophyll, cannot prepare their own food material, are known as heterotrophs, or their nutrition known as heterotrophic. These heterotrophic bacteria may obtain their food materials from the body of other living beings, either living inside the body or living outside the body. Certainly, such type of bacteria are known as parasitic. They may be internal parasite or they may be external parasite. On the other hand, there are some of the heterotrophic bacteria, who obtain their nourishment from dead decaying organic materials, and such type of bacteria are known as saprophytic bacteria. Clear? So on the basis of nutrition, the bacteria are mainly divided into two groups, or they may be autotrophs or they may be heterotrophs. Heterotrophs may be parasitic or they may be saprophytic. Okay, next we shall study in the next video.